Alright, good evening everybody. City of Clear Lake Shores, City Council regular meeting March 21st, 2023 at 6, don't know what time it is now, 6:31. We have a quorum of all members present, plus Tommy Ramsey with Olson for our attorney representative. Item number 2 is Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the Texas flag. Alright, we'll do item number 3, reports from council. Can y'all hear out there? Good? Okay. Councilman Steve Wirtes.
The only thing to report would be the soft opening of the Galveston Bay Brewery, which we're all eagerly anticipating visiting soon. That's all I have to report.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Wirtes. Councilman Rick Fisher.
Let's see, Chris is here for Parks and Pool, but so I'll let her give the update on that if there's one. But I did get an email this morning from Carefree Creations. They're the people that are putting together the bench for Craig Ward there. And Jason said that the bench has been completed and it'll be either shipping out tonight or tomorrow, and they'll be getting me shipping information on that once it does go out. So we're hoping we'll get it in our hands sometime this week or early next week and start the process of getting it put in the park out there.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Councilman Monica Leday.
Just a couple of quick announcements. Dr. Karen Eigel, who is the superintendent of CCISD, is speaking at the Clear Lake Chamber on March 29th at South Shore, and then Saturday, April 15th, there's a 5K fun run to raise scholarships for the Hope Fun Run.
All right, thank you, Ms. Leday. Next is Councilman Alex Scanlon.
I met with Brad, our new city administrator, last week. More roads and drainage projects are getting underway. He's taking those and getting them moving forward. So thank you for that, Brad. I'm sure everyone's ready to see some progress.
Thank you, Mr. Scanlon. Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Randy Chronister.
No report.
Thank you. My only report is just remember food drives for Galveston County Food Bank. We have a couple boxes at City Hall, so welcome anybody dropping off stuff there, and we'll take that down to make sure that they get that delivered to them. Item 4, staff reports. Police Department Interim Chief David Donaldson.
No report, Mayor. Council, no report.
All right, thank you. City Administrator Brad Gowdy.
Good evening, everyone. Got some good things to report on, and I'm going to actually save the best for last. As mentioned, did spend some time with Councilmember Scanlon last week. Appreciate your time. They've obviously been very hard at work and brought forward some great ideas and some great steps ahead to move forward. The Anchor art sculpture at Sundial Park was sent out for restoration. I talked to them this morning. The colors on it, clear coat is going on today, so we expect to have it back and installed probably by the end of the week. Have been working with Pools and Parks on establishing some priorities for children's playground equipment. We've got a number of equipment that's rusting out, creating some safety hazards, so we're looking at repair and or replacement of some of that equipment, so thank you for their time. Alternate transportation, staff will be meeting the 22nd of this week to continue discussions on that. I'm going to hold off on the Parks and Pool Loud for their committee report. The demo on the the Pro Paint and Body Shop, we've got a work order in for the gas to be disconnected probably by the end of this week. It was 2 to 5 days, and that was last Friday, so we're expecting that to be done. We did get one quote back on the demo crew that's much higher than what was approved from EDC, so we've got second and third company that will be coming out next week to get an additional quote on that as well. CAV consultant, FEMA continues with the study in the city. We will be meeting with a consultant, to assist us on this project. Actually it's Wednesday is when we'll be meeting with them to kinda come back forward with a recommendation on moving forward with that. Now to a sad but yet happy announcement. Many of you know Teresa Viola has been carrying our communications for some time and done an outstanding job for us. She has taken on another opportunity, but the happy part is we have found, I'd like to introduce tonight Valerie Lera. I gotta roll the R, they say. So, we're excited to have Valerie on board. Valerie comes to us with a degree in public relations and a minor in English, so my English is probably fixing to take a big hit. But we're happy to have her join us. I think she's gonna be a great replacement, and we appreciate Teresa for bringing her up to speed and everything you've done for the city. Mayor, that's all my report for this evening.
Thank you, Brad. All right, next is item 5, committee reports, Parks and Pool. And Brad, can you turn on that mic, please, for her?
Okay, we've been busy. We had a special meeting, our first special meeting on February 28th, and that was the main meeting was that for to go all the bids that we had for our new access pool gate that we're going to have, the fob system. So we went through all the 5 bids, and that's where we decided on one. That was the main meeting for that meeting, and this was approved at the last council meeting, so I don't need to go through all the details that went on there. We kind of discussed that last week, so I want to thank council for approving our gate system, because we wanted to get that done for several years. And I also want to thank Christy for giving us a heads up on what she deals with things, about ordering the pool tags and the time frame, and it was really helpful to get us organized to get this done, so appreciate that. Then we had, let's see, was there anything else on that one? Then we met on March 6th to mainly go over the changes that we needed in the pool membership agreement, which there was a little more than we had counted, so the details of this will be, Brad has this on the agenda item tonight. But we also discussed issues of other parks, that Depot had tents and using a charcoal grill again in the park on February 25th. Brad had mentioned that we had rotted a bench that was at Depot. Let's see. And Mary Cooney was informed that the caution tape was at Grove Park doing some repairs. I assume that got finished, and we discussed in the future getting some funds for new playground equipment at Grove. And most of this meeting was to go over all the details for the pool membership agreement, was the main thing for that meeting. And we have a new member that got announced last week, Louise Cooney, so we're really happy that she has filled out our 7th member position. And the update for our fob system, new gate system, I spoke to our contact there. They're waiting for a part. It should be in this week, and once that's get in, they will schedule what's convenient for the city to get it installed, train the city workers, and so they said to pick a time what is convenient with you, but he will notify me in a couple of days when they actually have the part in, and it shouldn't take them more than actually a couple hours to do to get everything done. I think that was about it. Oh, we tabled the discussion. We were going to do a project with the Triangle Park and those, birdhouses, and we tabled that till April. Thought it'd be a better project we can get done in the spring, and I think that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Appreciate it. Next is, roads and drainage.
I'll try to spare you the boring details that we've heard for 10 meetings in a row. Now that we've got a city administrator, some of those are going forward. He's looking at a bridge evaluation for the bridge here at the front of the island. Whether we do the maintenance and repairs ourselves or we just perform the study and we're able to go after TxDOT or other grants, either way it sets us up for success there. The Narcissus resurfacing is one that's slowly getting underway, and then you'll see some smaller things happening like at, I believe it's either oak or pine and forest. There are some, we call them the angel bass, or some large uncovered catch basins. We're working on getting grates put in and some smaller culverts installed where we have, we call them tank traps, super deep things. So you should see some small projects happening around the island hopefully pretty soon.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scanlon. Zoning boards of adjustments.
Mayor and council, there's no report or meetings for either zoning board of adjustments or planning and zoning. However, I think both members of both committees have been contacted by an architect up in Houston, Juan Roarez. He is representing a company that is looking to develop the resort over here behind, I guess, West Kemah. And so I think he's talked with Brad. I directed him to Brad. I spoke with him yesterday, and he's wanting to have a meeting with planning and zoning. I think Brad has directed him to talk with WCID 12 to ensure that there's enough water for the resort. But anyhow, I know that we had a resort going in at some point in time, probably before COVID. I think that's kind of fell off the radar. Maybe we'll get one in there if that's something that will benefit the city. So anyhow, just wanted to let you know of that. Some of y'all may have already been on the contact list, so hopefully that'll move forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Waterfront compliance. All right, thank you.
Mayor, if I may, there was one item that came up last minute today that I think several people can be interested in. That's an update on the Shell Bottom Park project. I did find out today that this project has got put on the school board
Land. Yeah.
school land board for the April 4th agenda, and that's kind of where we've been waiting to get that approval. So after April 4th, hopefully things will start moving forward. Thank you, Mayor.
Great, thanks. All right, item 6, Civic Club activities report. Nobody here. All right, item 7, Economic Development Corporation. No report. All right, public comments, item number 8. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to City Council. If the topic of discussion is related to an item on the agenda, the comments may be made now or at the time of agenda item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the City Council cannot deliberate or take any action at this time. Comments from public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual. Any public comments? Yes, Mr. Michalski.
Patrick Michalski, 1019 North Shore Drive. I see on the council's agenda that there is an executive session tonight. Just says police chief. I know y'all can't comment about what you're going to be discussing in there, but I would like to put forth my support for David Donaldson. He's been here, I don't know, at least 10 years, if not longer. He's been acting police chief before and now. The officers showed great support for Donaldson back in October, and I think that says a lot when you have as many officers come forward at that time. So just wanted to put that out, that I think a lot of the public was here too supporting David Donaldson. So I don't know if y'all are voting on one tonight or not, but just wanted to put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Mr. Smeltzer.
Linda Machowski, 1019 North Shore Drive, and I want to support what my husband just stated. If that's being considered, Officer David Donaldson, Chief Donaldson, we highly respect him and we appreciate the good work that he's done for the community. We believe he's a real stand-up person. He's the guy for the job, and we hope you'll keep him as Chief of Police of Clear Lake Shores, Texas. Thank you.
Anybody else? Having none, public comments is closed. Item 9, consent agenda. Any items need to be pulled by council? Having none, is there any objections to accept the consent agenda items A, B, C, D, and E? Having none, the consent agenda is accepted as written. Item number 10, new business discussion and possible action may be taken on the following items. Item A, split waterfront lease D093A into two parcels, D093A1 at 40.19 feet and D093A2 38.5 feet. Brad? Everything to add?
Mayor, they've got one transfer that has been separated out from the others off the consent agenda, and there's really two items to address on that. Number one, this splitting does move it over our limit of 40 feet to 40.19. The other option, the other issue to address is the summation of the two plats do not equal, actually they equal up to more than what the current right-of-way footage is. So I think we need to consider either tabling this for further follow-up or making some amendments.
I motion to table these two items to resolve the issues and bring it back to council at the next meeting.
Second.
Alright, motion to table, all in favor, aye? More discussion? No discussion. All in favor, aye? Any opposed, nay? One opposed. Randy, you were a yay? Okay. 4 yay, 1 opposed. Wordis, Mr. Wordis. Alright, motion passes to table. Any particular action for that?
Oh,
For-
Brad
for
mentioned
city, for city staff.
40 foot is our limit, correct, on the width?
That's correct, and I'll let Christie chime in as appropriate, but I think this adjustment was made to get the pier all in one lease. But I think we're also working with the property owners to resolve some of these outstanding items.
When it comes back, I don't wanna create a situation where we have a lease that the next time it gets transferred has to be split into 20 foot .08 feet and 20 foot .08 feet, so
Yes, sir.
that's my concern with it.
Correct, thank you.
Thank you. Item B is transfer of waterfront lease D. So I guess we're tabling that one too? Okay. So items A and B were tabled together. Alright, item C, ordinance 2023-04, an ordinance adopting curfew hours for minors in the city of Clear Lake Shores and making it a violation for 1, a minor to remain in any public place or on the premises of any establishment within the city during curfew hours, and 2, a parent or guardian of a minor to knowingly permit or by insufficient control allow a minor to remain in any public place on or the premises of any establishment within the city during curfew hours, or 3, an owner, operator, or any employee of an establishment to knowingly allow a minor to remain upon the premises of the establishment during curfew hours, providing for defenses to the violation, providing for an enforcement provision, providing for a penalty to be fined for back offenses against the ordinance of not more than $500 for back day or part of a day the violation exists, contains a severability clause, providing for publication by caption only, and an effective date, providing for the repeal of all ordinances or parts or ordinances in conflict with this ordinance and declaring an emergency. Every 3 years we do this, I believe.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-04.
I will second.
Motion by Mr. Cronister, second by Mr. Wurdes. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion passes. Item D, ordinance 2023-05, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the City of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, to adopt general changes to the ordinances by amending Chapter 80 Waterfront Lots, Article 2, Leases, Section 80-23, Leasing, Subsection D. Brad?
Yes, this is really just kinda cleaning up to make things consistent between the lease and the ordinance. The ordinance did have a 30-day past due clause, which the lease does not. That 30-day past due has been removed from the ordinance, and so it's consistent across both documents.
I'll motion to approve ordinance 2023-05.
A second.
Motion by Mr. Scanlon, second by Mr. Leday. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion passes. Item E is Resolution 2023-09, a resolution adopting the investment policy of the City of Clear Lake Shores, Texas. And Brad, I think that's yours.
Yes, this is just another one of those annual requirements that's gotta come forward. I think maybe there might be a amendment up for consideration. I'll leave that to council for bring that forward.
Now, I'd like to make a motion that we approve, resolution 2023-09, with the amendment that we add, Cheryl Hunter, our, finance director, onto the, investment board, 'cause right now it looks like it's just, our city administrator and our city secretary.
A second.
Motion by Mr. Fisher, second by Mr. Cronister for Resolution 2023-09, plus to add Cheryl Hunter onto the board for review. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion passes. Item F is review and approve pool membership rules and application packet for 2023-2024 swim season.
Mayor, this is, changes to the membership agreement to bring it in line with the new entry system and issuing of the key fobs and how many will be done, basically the logistics of how that'll be put in place. Also some cleanup, some stuff that's been around there for a while, from removing some, water aerobics type classes that no longer occur, and just kinda cleaning up some of that old stuff that need to be removed, but the biggest part, the driver was for the new entry system.
Make a motion to approve pool membership rules and application packet for 2023-2024 swim season.
A second.
Motion by Mr. Cronister, second by Ms. Leday. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion passes. Item G, executive session. A governmental body may conduct an executive session to discuss matters dealing with individual officers or employees. Specifically, this exception allows governmental bodies to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, chief of police. It is 6:55. We go into